We just witnessed the biggest crypto catalyst and supposed crypto onboarding event in history. Donald Trump takes office today as the United States' 47th president, but that's not the biggest story insofar as the crypto market is concerned anyway. So if you've been paying attention to the crypto markets, you would know that what happened this weekend in many ways can be considered to have overshadowed the actual inauguration of Trump as president. If you didn't see, Trump launched his own Memecoin and it virtually broke every record in crypto. And then Melania, his wife and the first lady, dropped her Memecoin, and it just sent shockwaves throughout the crypto space, bringing in millions, if not, I think it was billions in hours. So let's take a look at what happened this weekend and the recent altcoin movement. Without further ado, my name is Jessica and I'm so happy you're here today. So let's jump into it. Okay, so very quickly, as you can see on my screen here by Miles Dosher, I agree. Right now, the paradigm or the way in which the crypto market has historically moved, that has changed. As of now, it seems like phase one of this, what has been called the golden bull run, is Trump meme coins, then value flow into Solana, and then from there, takeoff of the altcoin season, golden bull run, as it's now being called. Next, if we take a look at Bitcoin, it's already being reflected. You would know that with Donald Trump launching his Memecoin and then Melania shortly after, this also rallied Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, as of the time of today's video, but we know it started pumping over the weekend, is sitting at $107,000 plus. Earlier today, it was higher. So yeah, in many ways, many believe, and I agree, this is truly the beginning of the golden bull run. We're not going to go through Bitcoin ETFs because as of the time of today's video, there is no new data because we know the data is reported Monday through Friday on the East Coast in the US, and the market has not opened yet as of the time of me recording this video. That said, we also have Michael Saylor, as you can see on the screen here, hinting with this chart of Bitcoin and Bitcoin's value or price action, saying that things will be different tomorrow. Whatever that means, very cryptic, but we know that he's infamous for buying the tops. He says the bottoms doesn't matter. He's gonna infamously or famously always buy Bitcoin at the top. So chances are we can see MicroStrategy buying more Bitcoin today. But that said, shifting gears and sort of zooming out to look at what's happening in the macro market, this is a really great tweet by hitesh.eth. It's quite long, so I'm not going to go through it in detail with you, but what's very important to know is that I'll just read a few sections from it. He says, Bitcoin made its past 3 cycle tops, right, or reached its highest moment in the market when the MVR ratio reached above 4, right? So what does this represent? This is like the market cap of the whole crypto space versus the actual realized value of the crypto space. So they're two different numbers. And what you need to know is that, as he says, we have known when we have seen the top of Bitcoin when this ratio number was above 4. Right now, we're still at 2.5. So this basically means that holders are at 2.5 times profit against their average entries upon which they bought their different crypto tokens. So what this really tells us, I'll scroll down, is that basically, this points to the fact that, well, the question is, where will the whale profits, right, from the Bitcoin trade move once we actually reach the MVRV ratio of 4, which should basically, allegedly, and no one can predict the market, remember that, bring Bitcoin to close to about $200,000 Bitcoin. And at that point, we know people take profits from Bitcoin and they roll it into altcoins. And at that point, the question is, as I said a moment ago, is where will those profits go? And I love this tweet because it really points to sort of the golden formula to being successful in a crypto bull run, and that is that you can't lose sight and you can't get distracted. You can't lose sight of the top real crypto tokens. We're going to go into this in greater detail in this video, but you can't get distracted by every shiny thing like the Trump meme coin, even though many people made huge profits? The answer to this question, right, in terms of like, where are the OGs, the whales, right, as I highlight on the screen? And we want to follow smart money. That's always a strategy I recommend on my channel, is we need to follow what smart money that have been here longer than us and know more than us. We have to do what they do. That's how you become successful. You try not to make mistakes on your own. You try to learn from other more successful people's mistakes and follow what they do. And what these Bitcoin OG whales will most likely be doing, as Hitesh outlines here, he says the answer would be to invest in those coins that have deeper liquidity, higher trust because they've been here longer, long-term fundamentals, they're building real things, have real tech, they've proven themselves, and they have a great community behind them, because that basically speaks of their liquidity and the fact that their liquidity is in safe, strong hands, right? So that's something just to keep in mind, and I bring it up because that is what I recommend on my channel, right? Like, I am not a professional trader or certified investor. I'm an experienced solo type of investor and VC, but that doesn't mean I am ever going to feel comfortable or tell you what to do with your money. I'm simply sharing with you data on my channel on where the smart people are moving their money. Okay. And then I'm happy to answer questions in the comment section below, but I'll always try to be as fair and transparent as possible. And as we see here by Tyler Did It on Twitter, he says, as I was saying in the intro of my video, there is a very real chance, that this is the golden bull run. Why? As he points out, we have national reserves, right? We've seen so many countries. If you saw my last video, this is what I point out. So many countries of the world, Brazil, Malaysia, the list literally goes on and on, Switzerland, so many countries, Russia, speaking of how they're going to start their own Bitcoin reserves, funds. We have ETFs going crazy, and now new countries, including Thailand, speaking of bringing Bitcoin ETFs to their own investors in their own countries. And now we have 401ks also being open and introducing the potential to roll their gains, right, their retirement funds into Bitcoin, which is amazing. Plus we have the Memecoin in AI super cycle, which I went through in detail in last week's show. So as Tyler puts it here, try to shake off the bear market PTSD and raise your targets, guys, seriously. And I couldn't agree more with this. We just have to be patient. Okay. And then, now to focus a little bit. It's not the whole show, but I will be dissecting what happened with Trump's Memecoin launch and what that signals to us of what's to come and what's really happening in the market. So here you can see Trump launched his Memecoin. He launched it 2 days ago. So on Saturday, my time. And yeah, it sent ripples throughout the market, but let's keep going so we can get into it. And here we have this tweet or very well-founded opinion by Tom Dunleavy, who is a partner at Master Ventures, which is now MV Global. And this is what he points out, right? And I think this is the main takeaway we all have to remember and think about when we think about the Trump Memecoin and everything that went down with that, because some could question like the ethicality of it or the morality of it, because he's going to be the leader of, the most powerful nation of the world that the whole world looks up to and follows, with whether they like it or not in many ways. And, is this, conflict of interest to have him use his presidency and power while launching a meme coin, which is going to benefit and profit his own family and family office? And so this is what Tom Levy says, okay? And I have a lot more to say, but this is the beginning. He says, Trump roughly 10x'd his net worth in 48 hours launching a coin on Solana. He took his net worth from $6 billion up to $60 billion, he says. I repeat, the most powerful man in the world, whose number one priority is money. Okay, I think now one of his priorities is also making America great again, which of course impacts his own finances. But anyway, this is what Tom Dunleavy says, and I can agree in large part. He says, his priority is money, making money. He says he just made more 10 times than he made in his 78 years of life as an active investor in real estate. We know he has Trump Tower, et cetera, et cetera. He made more in this last 78 hours using crypto. So he says, and I agree with this part, moral judgments aside, how the F is this not bullish? he says. And that's what we have to see through this, is that whether you like it or not, like the man or not, agree with his politics or not, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The point is, this is extremely good for crypto. This is good for all of your altcoin bags. This is good for the world in large part because it's now the largest marketing campaign ever for Bitcoin and the crypto market, right? And then Tom Dunleavy goes on to say, whatever policies he was planning, accelerate those. Double the number, increase the dollar value. You don't have to like it, but be prepared for it. And this is just, I think, in my opinion, sound financial perspective, because yes, we want to be moral and ethical, but there are certain factors that affect the way money works and moves, and it's objective. Anyway, here we have it from Santiago R. Santos, and yeah, let's just read it. He says, if you're in shock, disbelief, or don't like how this played out, let me spell it out. And this is what I just want to outline for you, because this is what's happening in the world right now, and this is what you should know. 1, we had the leader of the free world just launched a coin currently worth $70 billion in a span of a few days. Keep in mind, it's going to correct. It's already been correcting today, but it's going to be bought up, right? Anyway, there are people, let's just keep reading. Okay, I'll comment more on what's happening in a minute. Number 2, it has shown the future of capital formation in the markets in the digital age. So this is what's actually happening. This is what I was saying a moment ago. This is a demonstration, if there's ever been one, of the new financial world, Web 3, as we call it. This has been a demonstration to all the top investors of the world, all the nations of the world, all the wealthiest people of the world, and even the unwealthy, the normal people that actually could benefit from crypto and Bitcoin. This has shown them how much money can be made, because it was in headlines everywhere. This has really shown them the power of Web3, right? So anyway, he says, this has shown them, right, 1, where money moves globally at the speed of light. So this has been a phenomenal sort of like a lightning moment throughout the world where everyone is paying attention to the crypto market and Bitcoin. And this is fantastic for our bull run. Of course, I just pray people don't get so wrecked, but it's just kind of the way it goes. Like, some people are going to get wrecked. Anyway, let's keep moving on. This is just another fire under my butt on finishing my course, 5-day course that I have outlined. I just need to be able to drop it into an AI course builder. Anyway, I'm back full time, so I'm going to crunch away at this ASAP, because this could really help people know how to invest and get involved fast. Anyway, moving on. 3, crypto is now accepted in the land of the free and home of the brave. Amazing. Now wonder who will launch coins next. This is the real question. I was thinking about it before I read this tweet. We can expect, right? Because Trump is a phenomenal businessman and phenomenal at marketing and PR. And he has some of the finest crypto people surrounding him. So I have a feeling that between them all, they may figure out very fast the way things go, right? The way you pump a token, if you don't know, and if you haven't paid attention to trends, is you have to keep dropping news, right? That's how you keep a coin going, right? That's why the top crypto projects, and I would know this because I was the CMO at Master Ventures, MB Global now, and Paid Network, Ignition, et cetera, right? And all of our, at the time, advisory projects. So I would design content plans for them, and I know the way it goes, right? So back to the question on the screen, point number 4 here is, I wonder who will launch coins next. This, of course, could include like celebrities or other people, right? There was a whole conversation about this on Twitter today, but also it makes you think, like, who else in his very powerful cabinet might end up launching meme coins, right? Is Elon next? Is Vivek Ramaswamy next? Is Tulsi Gabbard next? Like, who is next, right? If Melania dropped one, like, who is their son? Are there all their children going to be launching tokens? Like, what is next? And anyway, let's just keep moving on. But, a smart marketer, which I assume they have on their team, would think this way. So in my suspicion, we can expect more in these days to come. They're going to keep pumping the market. And now, a private hope and desire and prayer of mine would be that they also, because he holds like, what is it? Like 80%, I heard. This is not factual. Go check and do your own research as always. But I heard he's holding most of his own Memecoin, which is also the way you secure it from dropping, right? Or being dumped on. You have to hold the majority of the value. So anyway, a wonderful demonstration would be if they were to use, because the tokens are locked for a few months, but it would be amazing if they could use their tokens and just liquidate a little bit at a time as a demonstration to the world also on how you responsibly take profits from any project. You shouldn't dump on it or take like 50% or all of your money out, because then you dump the whole project. So if they could demonstrate to the world how they take out a little bit at a time, and if they were to create like educational funds or AI technology fund to help bring the smartest talent back to America, or, you know, if they could allocate some of that money to helping build America's economy, not do handouts, but funds where people have to apply and qualify to get back to work and in the most promising industries, I think that would be such a beautiful demonstration on how a government can use crypto and a meme coin launch to build its own nation. But let's keep moving on. That's a private prayer and desire of mine. But anyway, the next point here that Santiago makes, he says, the world will come back to work next week and no longer be the same. Guys, watch out. Today is Monday in the US. If you're there, I am so happy for you. It's still shaky times, guys, okay? Even after Trump's inauguration. But more and more, I believe that because we have a professional businessman in office, we can expect a very deliberate market rally, and it's going to be very fun to see. Next, the world will come back to work, right, and no longer be the same. Next, this is bigger than Paul Tudor's Jones buying Bitcoin in 2020. The impact of this, of what has happened in the last few days, is not priced in. I agree with this. This is an outlier. This is like the positive version of it's like a white swan event. I coined it, guys. You heard it here first. Unless it already existed. It's like a black swan, you know, as like all the inevitable negative things that could happen at the same time to crash a project. Well, I think this is like a white swan or like a white phoenix event or something where this was not priced in, although some could have imagined it, being Trump is who he is. But let's keep moving on. Right. So he says, I've seen wild things in the industry, but this is by far the wildest thing still processing. And as you can see on the screen here, this is by Crypto Zero. So thank you. They say, and they point out, and you can see on my screen here, he says he's never seen 3 tickers, right? Or 3 top tokens trading more volume than Bitcoin before. This is once again a signal of what's to come. We can see Solana was trading today at a $42.71 billion market cap. And we have Trump Memecoin trading at 44 billion, guys. And then of course, Ethereum at 42.51. Like, we've never seen these days before, but here you have it. I told you, this is the beginning of a new era, I said in my last video. So this is by OSF Rect. And I agree with this. And this is what we need to remember, is that we are in the type of a market where everything is going to send higher. If you hold pretty much any coin, I think it's probably going to reprice a lot higher due to Trump. Re-rack all your ceilings way higher and have a bit of patience. And I agree with this. What we see with Trump is the beginning. It's a glimpse of what we can expect across our other altcoins. So just stay ready. Stay ready, guys. Stay vigilant. And then here by patience, pure_patience. And they basically say that get ready. Like, getting trending on Moonshot will probably now be one of the biggest things for your on-chain bags. New retail won't be in the trenches trying to find out what schismo meme narrative Cointelegraph, right, has cooked up. They will be camping Moonshot, right? Because Moonshot, if you didn't catch my video from like three weeks ago or so, before the holidays, actually, so longer, maybe a month, I spoke all about Moonshot. Or if you're deeply plugged into crypto, you would know all about Moonshot. It's a new app. You can download it on your app store. And this has been trending on TikTok, which of course is where the rest of Web 2 or a lot of Gen Z and I would say quote unquote normal, which I know is a little stigmatizing, but there's no other way to really say it. So the rest of the world, everyone that's not crypto native or degens, this is where they hang out. And so this Moonshot app is very popular on TikTok. And this is actually great. This is like the gateway for reaching the rest of the world. So that's where you also need to be paying attention to. I'm not going to tell you what to buy or what. Just go look into the Moonshot app. That's very likely where a lot of volume is going to be going. Most likely, not financial advice. And then here by Lunar Crush, which is a great analytics tool as well. They just point out that another day. So now it's been officially 2 days and we still have Trump's Memecoin dominating social versus the rest of the crypto market. We have they have 1.6 times more social engagement than Bitcoin, 1.75% or times, more than social engagements versus Solana, and 4 times more than Ethereum. So yeah, guys. And you can see here on the chart, Donald Trump's Memecoin flipped Solana on trading volume, and they had a record 223 wallets holding the coin. Now, a question I had, and I'll answer this in a second, is that I was curious at first, do these represent new people? Because you kept hearing, and this is why I said it in my intro, like allegedly this has been onboarding a lot of new people. But the more digging I did today, and we'll get into this in a second. Yes, there were currently 6 wallets with over 600 million. But if we keep reading here, basically, it did not represent new money, new people coming into crypto, because essentially, as you'll see in my next chart, basically Trump's meme coins sucked liquidity, sucked money from all of the other top cryptos. And yeah, so this basically reduced the price of every other coin in crypto and all the good ones and all the blue chips. So smart investors, or people who have at least been here another cycle, like at least one cycle, they took profits from Trump, as you'll see in a moment. Trump's meme coins chart, they took profits, right, from like all the money that moved to Trump's coin. They were smart. They took profits and they put it back into their top altcoins and blue chips, which is really, I don't want to say what you should do, but that's what more savvy or older smart money investors in crypto do. And I have said it before, and this is something I do. I take profits from my meme coins, not all of it. I don't dump on them, and I roll it back into Bitcoin or roll it back into my top favorite tokens, Chainlink, AOs, Ondo. And I bought those tokens, by the way, just off the market. AOs, I was part of launching them years and years ago. So that's how I got my AOs. But anyway, let's keep moving forward. And yeah, here you go. As you can see it on my screen, initially many people thought, as we read here from Boxer on X, they said, the incoming 47th president of the United States of America just onboarded 115 people into crypto. Now, this is not true, or not entirely true, because as you can see here, if we look at the total market cap of crypto, you can see that it increased basically nothing or very little since the launch of Trump's meme coin. Like you can see, this is a line, and then it just went up to like right here. So it went up a pinch. That's all. That's it. So it doesn't represent new money. It was just basically the existing money and crypto holders in crypto putting all their money into it, and then having that value be reorganized, right? Some people took money away from other people basically by selling on them, and then they redeployed, as I showed you a moment ago, into the crypto tokens they believe in most, right? And then as you can read here on my screen by Kuro Sage, they said, we have collectively just sucked money from other high value builders and projects to put it into for Trump, right? But that said, it still was a great marketing campaign for the world to see crypto money making in action. And what it is going to do is, and as we saw in Google Analytics, it had so many people searching how to get involved in crypto, how to buy crypto. This is why I need to hurry up and just release my course already. Yeah, let me know in the comment section if you're interested or know who would be interested. Yeah, it will be free only if you want one-on-one sessions with me. I'll charge, but we can do group sessions. So it'll be like a couple $100 a person if I get groups of like 5 to 10. But let's keep moving on, or like $1,000 for one-on-ones for like a month, right? But that's just because it's a lot of time. But anyway, I'll release this soon, guys. And as we can see here by Jay, they say, you guys realize what happens when normies, or the rest of the world enter this space and get a quick win. They start thinking they're geniuses, and then they size up, then they start buying more. This is where they get wrecked. And this is why my course is so important, but it's going to happen. And then this is where everyone who's more experienced in crypto is going to take their money, basically. Like, not take their money in terms of stealing, but they just know more. And so they're going to sell on them. That's what's going to happen. That said, we have it here from Miles Deutscher. And he says, the Trump launch is the craziest thing I've seen in my 6 years in crypto. And it's going to have a huge impact on crypto. If you want to understand the ramifications, you must read this thread. 10 essential tweets to help you wrap your head around around madness. Much of this I already explained earlier, but we basically had Trump started it. 2, this is bigger than the 2017 ICO bubble. 3, a paradigm shift as we've never seen before with the president launching their own meme coin, of course. 4, and then he shares the tweet I shared you earlier of Santiago and what just happened, etc., etc. If you want to go read it, go check out Miles' Twitter account. He published that tweet on the 19th. But moving on, you can see here, this is Trump. This is the Trump USDC pair chart on Metora, which is a DEX. And you can see right now, we're going through a little correction, but this is normal. All new tokens go through a little correction, and it's not even a big dump, it's a little one. And then here is everything about Melania's Trump. We know Melania launched her meme coin about a day after Trump. And then she basically, like, her meme coin didn't tank his meme coin, but there was a 40% correction on the Trump meme coin when she launched hers. But once again, that's just an indicator, because obviously Trump is more influential than Melania, right? So to think that her token, her meme coin, would take 40% of his liquidity, it only says and speaks to how the crypto market works. It's a money-making industry, almost fundamentally. Yes, the technology is amazing. The technology is separate. Technology of blockchain, decentralization, decentralized finance, but the crypto trading side and tokens in large part are just about making money. So the fact that Melania's meme coin took about 40% of Donald Trump's meme coins value and liquidity only speaks to this, right? It just speaks to the fact people were just going to chase the next biggest thing. That's it, right? You can see it on the screen. Her meme coin took about 40% of his liquidity. You can see here on the chart, on the screen. That said, it pointed a lot of attention and value towards Solana and demonstrated how DEXs and DEX coins are like the winning smart formula that smart money investors know, right? Because you can see here, and I will share a few different tweets here showing this. We can see that Solana pumped 20% right off the back of Donald Trump's launch, because of course it launched on Solana. So the Solana chain coin profited a lot, and it's a sign of what we can expect the rest of this bull run. And then Solana gained over 13 billion in DEX volume and 2.5 billion in TVL over the past 3 days. So yeah, it just speaks to, obviously Solana is going to be a winner this bull run. That's what smart money investors know. And then you can see that the Solana USD breakout broke out, but then there was a pullback and then continuation, like consolidation phase, right? Which always sort of signals to another breakout coming as the market sort of like adjusts. Yeah, and then you can see here by Dan Smith, Solana sets back DEX volume all-time highs with $28.2 billion yesterday and then 39.2 today. And then today we saw 12 billion on the Trump family tokens, 12.9 billion on Solana USD pair, and 1.5 billion in stablecoin swaps. And then honing in on this, Solana DEX volumes are not just all-time highs, they have shattered the previous all-time highs by ×2. And not just a Solana record, but the highest DEX volumes for any chain. They even surpassed some TradFi stock exchanges, and financial system is moving on-chain before our eyes. This is pretty cool. I agree. This is by Mert, the CEO at Helios Labs. So yeah, it's basically all about Solana. This is a signal of what's to come. And we can see here on the screen by Kyle Samani. He says, phantom users did 10 million transactions in one day. 10 million. That's separate from bot transactions and other wallets. Incredible. And we can see here by John Carbonnet. He says, oh man, I ran the numbers and the dollar value of Solana staked actually just surpassed Ethereum's staked tokens. So this is incredible. Many have spoken of, and I've spoken about this in previous videos, and how there will be a flipping or overtaking Ethereum. And it seems to be signaling to this, although I'm not a fortune teller, so we'll see. But many things point to this, although institutions that are entering into crypto and the crypto space in the world are going to be torn. I think the traditional conservative ones are going to lean towards using Ethereum's railways for entering into decentralized finance, but those that are on the cutting edge technology, I believe, are going to lean towards and use Solana, especially right now with Solana, as you saw a moment ago, outperforming Bitcoin on daily volume and market cap. So yeah, new day is upon us, guys, indeed. And by Res Degen here, you can see that the Solana ETH pair was printing its largest 1 week candle ever. You can see that here on my chart. Amazing. So it all signals to the altcoin season madness, golden bull run kicking off. And as we can read here by Token Terminal, they say the Solana ecosystem tokens are re-rating together the below apps. I'll show you in a second. They added $5 billion or USDT in new market cap over the past 2 days. Jupiter Exchange has gained the most in absolute terms, approximately $3 billion in new market cap, following an approximate 5 times increase in daily trading volumes. Incredible. So once again, it's going to be all the DEXs again that are going to win, or are going to be, in my opinion, based off of data, especially, I believe it's foretelling of the fact that DEXs and DEX tokens like Jupiter or like Radium, as we'll see in a second, are going to be, I believe, most likely where a lot of smart money are going to move their gains from coins into. So you can see here by Based Tracker that in a single day, Solana had Solana all-time highs, Solana ETH all-time highs, largest meme coin launch in history, and the highest DEX volume by any single chain ever, more than any other chains combined in a single day, guys. But that said, and I do and don't entirely agree with this tweet, but I'm going to read it to you so you can hear about it. This is by Rect Mando. They say, all right, I know we only trade memes and plus AI, right? But I keep coming back to these Sol DeFi coins at the moment. Radium, ticker Ray, is making more fees than Tether, and it's only at a $2 billion market cap. That said, it's very obvious why Radium would be outperforming Tether in the last 2 days, because it's a DEX and everyone was trading Trump Memecoin and Melania Memecoin, right? So I don't think like Radium is necessarily like a shining winner, but I do believe that like other DEXs, it's going to be, especially those for Solana, it just is, they are like, their chain tokens are going to perform well, right? So you could see this is Radium and how it performed so well because of the Trump Memecoin. Next, yeah, some really good news for Jupiter actually is that they have a supply burn, a 30% supply burn coming. So what this is going to do is it just should inevitably increase Jupiter's tokens price, which you can see at the time of this tweet anyway, it was at 1.17, currently at 0.96 on Orca, Jupiter Solana pair. Yeah, so this is just kind of common sense, right? Because they're going to take 30% of their tokens and burn them. So there will be less circulating, which should increase its price theoretically. Yeah, by Elon Money, they say the number of holders for many AI tokens is increasing as more people realize that the rotation, right, into Trump or Melania meme coin, or any meme coin for that reason, is temporary, and see this as an opportunity to buy their favorite tokens at a lower price. And we saw this earlier with the tweet I was sharing with you. And we can see that some of the top AI winners were AI16Z, ARC, and Fartcoin, which I still don't entirely understand Fartcoin, but it's rallying, right? And these are the AI-related tokens that receive the highest inflows from smart money, once again, OGs in the space, in the last 24 hours, despite the Trump distraction or quick money-making opportunity that was taking a lot, like everyone's attention and making everyone go put their money into it. Smart money saw that they were cashing out, right, of their favorite top blue chip tokens. And they may have even invested in Trump coin, but they're smart. So they just took a little piece of their investment out, they 10x it or whatever, and they came back and bought some of these top tokens here, AI tokens, such as Fartcoin, Swarms, ARC, AOS, AI16Z, Hyper, LLM, Griffin, Anon, and Grift. So, and then the fastest growing projects, take a screenshot of this if you can, or pay attention. In the last 24 hours, despite Trump's and Melania's Memecoin taking all of the mind share, these were Orbit, Crypto AI, Neuro_SH, Morpheus Lab, Ondo, I love Ondo, Ondo Finance, Memecoin ETH, Ask the Hive _AI, Arc.fund, Hey Anon AI, Jupiter Exchange, and EOS Network FDN. And lastly, as you can see here, Fartcoin was shooting up, just skyrocketing as Trump was over here with his Memecoin and Melania. So it's also an indicator, as I've said it before, you want to pay attention. This is what smart money also knows and does. You want to pay attention to the coins that form the best while bad things are happening, while the market is tanking. When the market recovers from a bear phase or like a low time in the market, you want to pay attention to the ones that take off the fastest. And then you also want to pay attention to any tokens, as I just showed you a moment ago, the AI related tokens and DEX related tokens that took off, and main chain tokens like Solana that took off despite there being a distraction in the market. Because this tells us that there's a real community of smart money or whales behind them. And it just tells us like how much more money they'll probably make when the rest of the bull run kicks in, the altcoin craze, golden bull run as they're calling it, kicks in. But that's it, guys. That's it for today's video. Sorry if my videos are long. There's just a lot I cover and try to bring you. So if I speak too slow or these are too long form videos, and maybe you want to check out someone else's channel or just play me on 2x. But I love you very much, and I'll be back here tomorrow, guys. Take care.